Have you ever felt like you're drowning in a sea of endless decisions? Like every moment you're making hundreds of small choices that suck the energy right out of you, leaving you overwhelmed? It's not that you're doing too little, it's that you're doing too much, mostly pointless stuff that doesn't move the needle in your life. Take Elon Musk, for example. Right before SpaceX's fourth launch, just 6 days away, everyone was tense. Musk, typically calm and visionary, couldn't think straight. Emails, staff, investors, lawyers, every hour felt like chaos. There he was, in the middle of a massive mission, but his mind was spinning in circles over things that didn't matter. He felt stuck. Sound familiar? I think we all get caught in the trap of doing 1,000 things every day, but they rarely lead us where we want to go. One night, Musk found himself just staring blankly at the wall, unable to focus. In that moment, he wrote down one simple, life-changing line: "If I don't create mental space, I'll destroy everything I'm building." Key idea: this moment led to the creation of a concept that changed everything for him, and it can change everything for you too. We all have a limited amount of energy for making focused decisions. In fact, our brains can only handle around 100 to 120 quality decisions per day. After that, we default to habits or distractions. So, if you're spending your energy choosing what to wear, what email to answer, or what notification to check, then you're not spending it on building your future. The solution: Musk designed what he calls the weekly mind reset, a simple process that takes just 20 minutes but can buy you back hours of mental clarity. Let me break it down for you. Step 1, the mental load dump, 5 minutes, grab a pen and paper, or open your phone. Set a timer for 5 minutes, and let your mind pour out everything that's on your mind. No structure, no filtering, just write. Write about tasks you're avoiding, unfinished projects, emails you should have answered, or worries that have been occupying space in your head. That voice inside you saying, "You're behind." Write that down too. The goal here is to clear out all the noise. Once it's on paper, you've taken away its power. Your brain sees uncertainty as a threat, but when you name it, you turn it into a task. Tasks can be handled. Step 2, the 3-bucket sort, 7 minutes. Now, look at everything you've written down. Split it into 3 categories. Asterisk mental trash, things that no longer matter. Cross them out. Asterisk delayed tasks, things you'll deal with later. Schedule them. Asterisk action this week, what truly matters in the next 7 days. Prioritize. 3. This step alone will cut your list down by 70%. Anything that isn't mission critical is noise. Noise delays liftoff. 4. Step 3, the one-line focus, 3 minutes, write 1 sentence. This is your focus for the week: if I only accomplish this one thing, I will feel aligned and powerful. That's it. Keep it simple. The brain seeks completion, not complexity. This will guide you through the chaos of the week and remind you that everything else is optional. Step 4, the energy map, 5 minutes, rate these 5 areas of your life on a scale of 1 to 10. Asterisk sleep. Asterisk nutrition. Asterisk movement, exercise. Asterisk focus time. Asterisk connection with people who fuel you. Then ask yourself, which of these, if improved by just 20%, would double my clarity? 6. For example, if your sleep is at a 4/10, improving that would be a game changer. No productivity hack can beat exhaustion. Taking care of your body directly affects your ability to think and perform. Takeaway: this system reduces decision fatigue and reboots your brain, so you can focus on what truly matters. It's a mental reset that clears the clutter and allows you to get back in the driver's seat. You stop reacting to everything around you and start leading with purpose. Common mistakes to avoid: 1. Trying to keep everything in your head. The brain isn't a filing cabinet. Write it down, or it leaks energy. 2. Skipping the reflection step. Without clarity, productivity turns into panic. 3. Doing this only when overwhelmed. This is maintenance, not emergency repair. Do this weekly to avoid burnout. Conclusion: Musk doesn't do the weekly mind reset to be more productive. He does it so that he can be present with his kids without thinking about rockets. He does it so he can sleep, knowing his mind isn't overwhelmed. This system allows him to focus on what truly matters and to keep his sanity while building massive companies. Now, here's your challenge: take 10 minutes today to do your own weekly mind reset. Then, share one line in the comments, What's your one thing this week that will make everything else easier? By now, you've completed your weekly mind reset. Your list is organized, your priorities are clear, and your energy is beginning to shift. But here's the next question. How do you maintain that clarity throughout the week when life throws distractions your way? How do you stay focused on what truly matters when everything around you is vying for your attention? Elon Musk, in his pursuit to revolutionize space travel and electric cars, had to deal with this challenge constantly. SpaceX, Tesla, and his other ventures demand his attention daily, and yet, he never let small tasks or trivial distractions drain his mental energy. How does he do it? The answer is simple: focus. In this part, we'll dive deep into the power of focus, and why it's so important that you stop letting trivial decisions and distractions control your day. If you don't learn to focus, you'll keep running in circles, exhausted and unproductive. The trap of small decisions. Here's something you may not have thought about. Every single small decision you make, from what to eat for lunch to whether to reply to that email, drains your mental energy. These micro-decisions pile up and, over time, leave you feeling overwhelmed and unfocused. It's a form of mental clutter, just like the distractions we talked about earlier. It eats away at your productivity and prevents you from focusing on the bigger picture. When Musk was building SpaceX and Tesla, he didn't have the luxury of making small decisions about things that didn't matter. Instead, he focused all his energy on the big decisions that would propel him forward. But how did he manage that? The power of prioritization. Musk isn't just busy, he's purposefully busy. Every single hour of his day is designed to move him closer to his mission, not further away. This is where prioritization comes in. If you want to succeed, you must learn to focus on the most important tasks and let go of the small stuff. It's about energy management, not time management. Here's how you can begin to apply prioritization. 1. Identify your big rocks. These are the tasks or goals that will make the most significant impact on your life. For Musk, these were things like launching rockets, building electric cars, and making renewable energy a reality. For you, it might be writing that book, launching your business, or finishing that project you've been putting off. Whatever they are, these big rocks are the tasks that will get you closer to your dreams. 2. Eliminate the small stuff. After you've identified your big rocks, ask yourself, what are the small, trivial tasks that I'm spending time on instead? Maybe it's responding to every email that comes in, checking social media every 10 minutes, or dealing with small issues at work that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. These are the things that drain your mental energy without adding much value to your long-term goals. Eliminate them or delegate them to someone else. 3. Single task. Don't multitask. Musk's secret to staying focused is simple. He doesn't try to do everything at once. Instead, he focuses on one task at a time. Multitasking is a productivity killer. Research shows that when you try to do more than one thing at once, your brain splits its attention, making you less effective and more prone to mistakes. By focusing on one task at a time, you increase the quality of your work and finish faster. 4. Create focus time blocks. Set aside time in your day where you can focus deeply without interruption. Turn off notifications, put your phone on silent, and focus only on your task. Musk, for example, schedules hours of uninterrupted work time, where he dives deep into the most important aspects of his companies. He doesn't let distractions, like meetings or emails, pull him away from what matters most. Eliminating distractions. This brings us to a crucial point: distractions. In today's world, we are bombarded with distractions, notifications, emails, social media, meetings, you name it. If you don't actively eliminate these distractions, they will hijack your focus and energy. Musk has mastered the art of saying no to distractions, and so should you. When SpaceX was just starting out, Musk faced constant distractions. But instead of being reactive and getting caught up in every issue that arose, he chose to stay focused on the mission. He made a habit of saying no to anything that didn't align with his goals. The importance of saying no. One of Musk's most powerful tools in maintaining focus is the ability to say no to everything that doesn't serve his mission. He has said that one of the biggest keys to his success is his ability to focus on only the most important tasks, and this means learning to reject everything else. It's a simple but powerful concept. The more you say no to distractions, the more space you create for meaningful work. Takeaway: If you want to get closer to your goals, you must begin to prioritize, eliminate distractions, and focus your energy on the tasks that truly matter. Common mistakes to avoid. 1. Trying to do everything. No one can be everywhere and do everything. Focus on your big rocks. 2. Overcommitting to small tasks. Don't let small tasks take up all your time. Delegate or eliminate them. 3. Giving in to distractions. Protect your time and focus. Learn to say no when necessary. Conclusion: now that you've identified what matters most, it's time to start creating your own focus time blocks and eliminating distractions. Remember, every time you choose to focus, you're building momentum toward your long-term success. You're doing exactly what Musk does, refining your focus and eliminating the noise. Introduction: every successful person has faced failure, whether it's a missed opportunity, a project that collapsed, or a moment when everything seemed to fall apart. But what sets them apart is how they respond to failure. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, has had his fair share of failures. In fact, there were times when it seemed like his companies were on the brink of collapse. SpaceX had multiple failed launches, Tesla was near bankruptcy, and Musk was constantly under extreme pressure. Yet, he didn't let these setbacks define him. Instead, he used them as fuel for growth. In this part, we'll explore how you can turn failure into fuel for resilience and success. Failure doesn't have to be the end, it can be the beginning of your greatest breakthroughs if you know how to harness it. The power of post-traumatic growth. Psychologists call it post-traumatic growth, the idea that the most significant breakthroughs don't come in spite of pain, but because of it. When you face failure, your brain creates a story about it. "I'm not good enough, this always happens to me," or "I'm cursed," are all narratives we tend to create after failure. But those are just stories, not facts. What you tell yourself about failure can either propel you forward or hold you back. Musk experienced these exact feelings many times. After the first 3 failed launches of SpaceX, he could have given up. But he didn't. Instead, he rewrote the story in his mind. He didn't see failure as a reason to quit. He saw it as a stepping stone to success. Every setback was an opportunity to learn, refine, and grow stronger. How to reframe failure. When failure strikes, your brain will naturally tell you a negative story. The first step in turning failure into fuel is to separate what actually happened from the story you're telling yourself about it. Here's how you can do that. 1. Step 1. Separate the facts from the story. When you face failure, write down what happened objectively. Avoid the emotional reaction or judgment. Just the facts. For example, the project didn't meet its deadline, instead of "I'm a failure for missing the deadline." By separating the facts from the story, you prevent your brain from spiraling into negativity. 2. Step 2. Build a counterforce identity. After a setback, many people shrink and retreat. Musk, however, does the opposite. He says to himself, "This is where legends are made." If you can rise when the odds are lowest, that becomes part of who you are. This is a mindset shift. Failure isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a challenge that builds your resilience. 3. Step 3. Take action, no matter how small. When everything falls apart, don't try to plan 10 steps ahead. In crisis, focus on the next small step. It could be as simple as sending that email, making the call, or getting some sleep. In those moments, courage isn't about taking big leaps. It's about making one move. Every small action, no matter how insignificant it seems, is a victory. Turning pain into purpose. The key to success after failure is to use the pain and frustration as fuel to push forward. Musk didn't let failure break him down. Instead, he used it as an opportunity to improve. After the initial failure of SpaceX, he didn't stop launching rockets, he launched them even harder and faster. Each failure gave him more information, more clarity, and more drive to make his vision a reality. The battle plan. When you face failure, it's easy to get lost in self-doubt and frustration. But you must remember that failure is not the end of the road, it's simply part of the process. This is why Musk says, failure is just a stepping stone to success. The battle plan for resilience is simple but powerful. 1. Reframe your failure, don't let it define you. Instead, see it as part of your journey. 2. Embrace the discomfort. The road to greatness is paved with discomfort. Every time you feel like giving up, you're on the right track. 3. Stay persistent, keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. Progress is made in inches, not miles. Takeaway: failure is inevitable. But how you respond to it will determine your future success. Learn to separate the facts from the stories you tell yourself. Build resilience by using failure as a tool for growth, and take small, consistent actions that will eventually lead you to your goals. Common mistakes to avoid. 1. Identifying with your failure. Failure is an event, not an identity. Don't let it define you. 2. Ignoring the lessons. Every failure has a lesson. If you ignore it, you miss the opportunity to grow. 3. Quitting too soon. Success doesn't come from avoiding failure, it comes from pushing through it. Conclusion: when failure strikes, don't quit. Instead, reframe it, use it as fuel, and push forward. Like Musk, you can turn your greatest setbacks into your greatest comebacks. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, step by step, action by action. Introduction. In a world filled with distractions and endless to-do lists, the ability to focus on the one thing that matters most is what separates the successful from the overwhelmed. Elon Musk, despite running multiple revolutionary companies, is able to cut through the noise and focus on the few things that truly move the needle. This part will dive into the power of prioritization. It's about cutting through the chaos and focusing on the actions that will have the greatest impact on your success. Musk calls it the one thing, the singular goal or project that will define your week, your month, or even your life. The power of focus. Musk's success doesn't come from trying to do everything, it comes from relentlessly focusing on the tasks that are most important. At Tesla, he isn't just a CEO, he is involved in the engineering, design, and production processes. He has the unique ability to focus on the one task that will move his companies forward, and he does it with unyielding intensity. Musk is often asked how he manages to balance his time with so many different ventures. The truth is, he doesn't balance them. Instead, he prioritizes. This means saying no to the thousands of distractions that might seem important, but aren't. He focuses on what he believes is truly impactful. Finding your one thing. You may feel overwhelmed by the number of things you have to accomplish. There's always another meeting, email, or task waiting for your attention. But if you want to succeed, you must find the one thing that, if completed, will make everything else easier or unnecessary. This is the power of focus. Here's how you can discover your own one thing. Step 1. Identify the core task. What is the one thing that will move you closer to your ultimate goal? It could be a project at work, a relationship you need to nurture, or even a habit you need to build. This is the task that will have the biggest impact on your life or career. Write it down. Step 2. Eliminate the noise. Everything else is noise. Cut out the distractions, the tasks that don't contribute to your core goal. This means learning to say no to good opportunities that aren't aligned with your primary objective. Musk is known for his ability to say no, even to things that seem appealing. He does this because he knows that every yes means 1,000 other things get pushed aside. Step 3. Laser focus. Once you've identified your one thing, give it your full attention. Every day, focus on that task with everything you've got. Turn off notifications, stop multitasking, and resist the urge to be everywhere at once. The more you focus on one task, the more progress you'll make. The problem with multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. While many people believe they can do several things at once, the truth is that your brain isn't designed for that. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain has to reset, and this costs valuable energy. Musk knows this, and it's why he practices extreme focus on one task at a time. He's learned that in order to build something great, you need to focus all your energy on the most important thing, just one thing. The role of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Musk's discipline isn't about rigid self-control, it's about making conscious choices to focus on the things that truly matter. He's learned that discipline is not something you have to fight for, it's something that grows when you commit to focusing on your highest priorities. Musk's day isn't about filling up his calendar with endless tasks. It's about making sure that each day moves him closer to his vision. His discipline is rooted in knowing that by focusing on the most important tasks, he can achieve more in less time. Building your focus muscle. Focus isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop over time. Just like any muscle, the more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. To build your focus muscle, you need to start small. Set clear goals, know what you want to achieve, and be specific. Break your goals into actionable steps. What is the one thing you can do today to move closer to your goal? Commit to single tasking, focus on one task at a time, without distractions. Track your progress, celebrate small wins along the way, and stay focused on the bigger picture. Takeaway. Focus is the key to success, and the more focused you are on your one thing, the faster you'll see results. To truly succeed, you must resist the urge to do everything. Instead, prioritize the tasks that will bring you the most value and give them your full attention. Common mistakes to avoid. Multitasking. Your brain is not wired for multitasking. Focus on one task at a time. Lack of clarity. Without a clear understanding of what matters most, you'll end up chasing too many things at once. Ignoring the big picture. Focusing on one thing doesn't mean ignoring your long-term vision. It's about aligning daily actions with your larger goals. Conclusion. If you want to succeed like Elon Musk, learn to focus on the one thing that will have the greatest impact on your future. Prioritize it, eliminate distractions, and give it everything you've got. When you focus with intensity, you're not just working, you're building the future you want. Introduction. Failure isn't the end. In fact, some of the greatest breakthroughs happen because of failure, not in spite of it. Elon Musk has faced more than his fair share of setbacks, failed rockets, near bankruptcy, and overwhelming criticism, but instead of quitting, he used these challenges as fuel to propel himself forward. This part explores how to turn setbacks into powerful lessons that can drive you to even greater success. When you change your mindset around failure, you unlock the ability to persevere through any challenge that comes your way. The value of failure. Musk's story is littered with failure. SpaceX's early rocket launches were nothing short of disastrous, with multiple failures threatening the future of the company. Tesla, too, faced near collapse, as the company struggled with production issues and the looming possibility of bankruptcy. Yet, Musk never saw these setbacks as the end. He saw them as part of the journey, necessary steps on the path to success. The key to his resilience is his belief that failure is not a reflection of who you are, but an opportunity to improve. Failure, when handled correctly, can provide you with invaluable lessons that will make your success all the sweeter. The post-traumatic growth mindset. Musk believes in what psychologists call post-traumatic growth, the idea that the greatest breakthroughs come not despite pain, but because of it. When you experience failure, you're forced to rethink, reevaluate, and rebuild from the ground up. These moments of crisis are when the most growth happens. Musk doesn't just accept failure, he embraces it. Every time something goes wrong, he looks for the lesson in it, then adapts and moves forward. This mindset allows him to grow stronger with every failure. Musk's ability to turn setbacks into learning experiences is one of the key reasons he's been able to overcome such enormous challenges and achieve what many thought was impossible. Transforming failure into power. The real question is, how do you transform failure into a positive force? Here's Musk's approach. Step 1. Separate fact from story. After a failure, it's easy to start telling yourself a story about what happened. I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, this always happens to me. But those are just stories, not facts. The first step is to separate what actually happened from the emotions and narratives you create around it. Write down the facts of what went wrong. This helps you see the situation objectively, without getting lost in negative self-talk. Step 2. Build a counterforce identity. After a setback, many people shrink. They believe the failure defines them. But Musk does the opposite, he builds a counterforce identity. He tells himself that this is exactly the kind of moment where legends are made. If I rise here, when the odds are lowest, that becomes part of who I am. You have the power to define who you are, even after failure. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance, view yourself as someone who rises stronger after every challenge. Step 3. Reduce the battle to one action. In times of crisis, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of what you have to fix. But Musk teaches that you don't need to plan out 10 steps ahead. You just need to focus on the next immediate action. What is the next right thing I can do? This one action, when done with courage and clarity, can move the needle forward, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to act in spite of it. By focusing on one small, actionable step, you gain momentum and reduce the anxiety that often comes with facing large setbacks. The role of grit. Grit is the secret ingredient that has kept Musk going through the toughest times. It's not about intelligence or luck, it's about persistence. Grit is what keeps you moving forward, even when everything tells you to quit. When Musk faced near bankruptcy at Tesla, he kept going. When SpaceX's rockets exploded, he didn't throw in the towel. Instead, he doubled down, reevaluated, and learned from every setback. He understands that grit isn't something you're born with, it's something you build over time by choosing to keep going, no matter what. Learning to use pain as fuel. Every setback you encounter can either break you or fuel you. Musk has learned to use the pain of failure to drive him to even greater heights. When you face failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this, and how can this make me better? Pain and failure can be powerful motivators if you choose to see them as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles to overcome. Taking action amidst uncertainty. One of the hardest things about failure is the uncertainty it creates. When everything is uncertain, it's easy to freeze, to feel paralyzed. But Musk shows that uncertainty is just part of the process. He says, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to keep going anyway. In those uncertain moments, it's important to take the next step, no matter how small. The act of moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers, will give you the momentum you need to keep going. Musk's ability to move forward without having all the details mapped out is a key reason for his success. Takeaway. Failure is not the end, it's just another part of the process. Every setback brings with it the potential for growth, as long as you're willing to learn from it and keep moving forward. Musk's ability to turn pain into power is something we can all learn from. It's the mindset that fuels success, even in the darkest of times. Common mistakes to avoid. Avoiding failure. Failure is inevitable on the path to success. The key is to embrace it and learn from it. Getting stuck in the narrative. Don't get trapped in negative self-talk after a failure. Focus on the facts and the lessons. Lack of action. It's easy to freeze in uncertainty, but action, no matter how small, is the key to progress. Conclusion. When failure strikes, it's not the end of the story. In fact, it's often the beginning of something even greater. By changing your mindset, building resilience, and taking action, you can turn setbacks into fuel for success. Introduction. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. In a world that's constantly changing, the ability to adapt and evolve is the true measure of success. Elon Musk has shown us time and time again that his greatest strength lies not in his current success, but in his unrelenting drive to continually reinvent himself and his companies. This part explores the power of constant evolution. It's not enough to rest on your laurels, you must keep pushing forward, challenging the status quo, and reinventing your approach. Evolution isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving in an ever-changing world. The nature of constant growth. Musk doesn't just want to build successful companies, he wants to change the world. His vision isn't limited to the present moment, he is always thinking years, even decades, into the future. This long-term mindset allows him to anticipate what's coming next and stay ahead of the curve. But this requires a willingness to constantly evolve and pivot when necessary. When things get tough, Musk doesn't double down on what's already working, he challenges it. He always asks, how can we do this better? How can we change the world in a way that hasn't been done before? This drive to evolve is at the heart of every breakthrough he's achieved, from electric cars to space travel. The importance of reinvention. Reinvention is key to staying ahead in a fast-moving world. Musk knows that what worked yesterday might not work today. Tesla was once considered an underdog in the automotive industry, and SpaceX faced skepticism from all sides. But Musk didn't let doubt slow him down. He kept innovating, experimenting, and evolving. One of the most significant moments of reinvention came when SpaceX failed repeatedly. Musk could have walked away and accepted defeat. Instead, he poured more energy and resources into developing reusable rockets, a game-changing idea that nobody thought was possible. By constantly reinventing his approach, Musk didn't just overcome failure, he revolutionized the entire industry. Why evolution matters. So, why does evolution matter? Because stagnation leads to obsolescence. The world is changing faster than ever before, and if you're not evolving, you're falling behind. Musk's ability to continually learn, grow, and adapt has allowed him to thrive in industries that most people thought were impossible to break into. To evolve like Musk, you need to be comfortable with discomfort. Change is often messy and unpredictable, but it's also the only way to achieve something truly revolutionary. Musk doesn't shy away from discomfort, he leans into it, knowing that it's a necessary part of the growth process. Challenging the status quo. Musk's greatest success has been his ability to challenge the status quo. He didn't start Tesla or SpaceX to fit into the existing framework of the auto or aerospace industries. He started them to completely redefine how we think about transportation and space exploration. He's always asking himself, what is everyone else doing, and how can I do the opposite? This mindset is what allowed Tesla to create electric cars that are not only eco-friendly but also high-performance. It's what allowed SpaceX to create reusable rockets, cutting down on the cost of space exploration. This willingness to challenge the norm is what drives innovation. Musk doesn't wait for permission to disrupt industries, he goes ahead and does it, reshaping entire sectors in the process. The power of continuous learning. Learning never stops for Musk. Even though he is already one of the most successful people on the planet, he never stops educating himself. Whether it's reading technical manuals, listening to experts, or learning from his own failures, Musk is always in learning mode. This hunger for knowledge is what allows him to innovate and evolve. He surrounds himself with the smartest people, asks questions relentlessly, and constantly seeks to improve. It's this drive to never stop learning that has allowed him to tackle some of the most challenging and ambitious projects of our time. Becoming comfortable with risk. Evolution doesn't happen without risk. Musk's ability to take calculated risks is one of the things that sets him apart. When he started SpaceX, people thought he was crazy. When he put his own money into Tesla, people thought he was insane. But Musk understood that true innovation requires risk. Without risk, there is no reward. Learning to embrace risk is crucial to evolving. The fear of failure can hold us back from reaching our full potential. But if you want to keep evolving, you have to push through that fear. Take calculated risks, embrace uncertainty, and understand that the potential for growth far outweighs the fear of failure. Key actions for evolving. Embrace change. Change is constant, and the only way to keep up is to embrace it. Be open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new challenges. Keep learning, never stop learning. Read, listen to experts, and surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Take risks. Calculated risks are necessary for evolution. Don't let fear hold you back from pursuing your most ambitious goals. Challenge the status quo. Don't be afraid to do things differently. If everyone is going one way, ask yourself, what if I go in the opposite direction? Takeaway. Evolution is the key to long-term success. To keep growing, you must be willing to challenge your own assumptions, learn continuously, and embrace change. Musk's relentless drive to evolve is a model for anyone who wants to achieve extraordinary success. Keep evolving, and you will continue to thrive. Common mistakes to avoid. Avoiding change. Change is inevitable, and resisting it leads to stagnation. Embrace it and grow. Neglecting learning. Without continuous learning, you'll fall behind. Keep seeking knowledge and improvement. Avoiding risk. Taking risks is a necessary part of evolution. Don't let fear stop you from pursuing new challenges. Conclusion. To evolve like Elon Musk, you must remain relentless in your pursuit of progress. Continually challenge the status quo, keep learning, and take risks. Evolution isn't just about surviving in a changing world, it's about thriving and leading the charge. Introduction. Everything you've learned from the previous parts boils down to one crucial principle: the ability to reinvent your life at any moment. Elon Musk's journey has been defined by a continuous cycle of growth, failure, and reinvention. It's this relentless drive to evolve that has not only created remarkable success but also created a deep, lasting impact on the world. In this final part, we focus on how you can take everything you've learned and apply it to your own life. Just like Musk, you have the potential to reinvent yourself and create something bigger than you ever imagined. But reinvention is a choice, one that requires courage, clarity, and a plan. The power of reinvention. Reinvention isn't just about changing your goals, it's about changing how you see yourself. For Musk, every failure was an opportunity to rewrite the story of his life. The key takeaway from his journey is that nothing is permanent, not your failures, not your successes, not even your current circumstances. What makes a person successful isn't how many times they've failed but their ability to reinvent themselves after each failure. When Musk was on the verge of bankruptcy with Tesla and SpaceX, he didn't see himself as someone defeated. Instead, he reimagined his future, changing the course of both companies and his own destiny. The key to reinvention is perspective. When you're facing tough times, ask yourself, what would my future self need me to do right now to create the best possible outcome? This mindset can radically shift the way you approach every challenge in life, allowing you to see failure not as an end, but as the beginning of your next evolution. The importance of taking massive action. Taking action is the bridge between ideas and success. Musk's relentless pursuit of his goals isn't because he's smarter or more talented than anyone else, it's because he has taken more action. It's easy to sit back and dream, but the real progress happens when you start taking concrete steps. When it seems like the odds are against you, when the road ahead looks uncertain, taking massive action becomes your greatest asset. Action breaks the paralysis of doubt. Action moves you forward, even if it's just a little bit each day. Musk's success wasn't built overnight, but rather through consistent, intentional action. Whether it's sending an email, making a call, or launching a product, action moves the needle. Building a system for success. Success isn't accidental, it's built through intentional systems that allow you to operate with clarity and focus. Musk's journey is a great reminder that achieving extraordinary things requires building a system to ensure progress, even when the path isn't clear. The weekly mind reset, as Musk advocates, is one example of a powerful system. By clearing mental clutter and simplifying your priorities, you free up the mental space needed for big ideas and bold decisions. But systems go beyond time management. They involve developing daily habits that put you in the best possible position for success. These habits will carry you through challenges and keep you focused on your long-term vision. Here's how you can build your own system. Define your mission. Just like Musk has a vision for space and sustainable energy, define your own mission. What are you working toward? What's your ultimate goal? Create clear priorities. Use tools like the weekly mind reset to clarify your priorities. Determine what's important and let go of distractions. Commit to continuous improvement. Make improvement a daily habit. Read, learn, and never stop seeking ways to improve yourself and your approach. Embrace action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start moving and refine your path as you go. The final test, don't quit. The ultimate challenge is simple, don't quit. In the face of setbacks, Musk could have given up countless times. He could have walked away from SpaceX when the first few rockets failed or when Tesla was on the brink of bankruptcy. But he didn't. He pressed forward because he knew that to create something lasting, he would have to weather the storm. You, too, can face the challenges of life with the same resilience. The world doesn't need more dreamers, it needs builders who refuse to quit. When things get tough, remind yourself of Musk's mantra, I will either succeed or die trying. If you want to leave a lasting impact on the world, you have to accept that obstacles are part of the process. The pain, the frustration, the doubts, they're all part of your transformation. Musk shows us that greatness is born not in the absence of difficulty but through overcoming it. Reinventing yourself requires grit, perseverance, and a refusal to quit, no matter how difficult the journey gets. Key actions to reinvent yourself. Identify your mission, make sure you know what you stand for and what you want to achieve. Create a system, build daily habits and a routine that keeps you focused on your vision. Embrace action, move forward every day, even if it's just one step at a time. Don't quit, no matter how tough things get, don't give up on your mission. Takeaway. You have the power to reinvent your life, just as Elon Musk has reinvented himself and his companies. The key is to stay focused on your mission, build a system for success, and never stop evolving. The road will be challenging, but the reward is a life of purpose, growth, and impact.